Today, my very special guest is joining me. We got Mr. Hap Palmer. He is a children's music artist, primarily best known to people of my age for the song Colors.
Good to be here, Kenny, and nice to see you. I started out in special education at a school in East Los Angeles, and the population at that time was primarily students with intellectual disabilities. And I was music teacher for the whole school. And so every 20 or 30 minutes, a different class would come through my room, and I was trying to get them to sing folk songs of the day, and they kept wanting to get up and move around. So that's when I got the idea of trying to write songs that where children could sing and move at the same time, and it would tap children's natural desire to get up and move. And that's when I started making tapes of the songs so that I could play the tape, and then I could get up and move with the children and do the movement activity with them as well as singing. So that's kind of how I got started.
Notable songs that were played back in my days in elementary were Colors. We used to play that song constantly. It always made my day. It always get me moving and just learning about the different colors of different objects.
I'm glad you found it.
After all, it is the happiest song in town.
Right.
Anyways, can you tell me some behind the scenes stories of making both that song and that particular music video?
That was from the first recording that I did. I got started making tapes in the class, and I had two reel-to-reel tape recorders. And when I actually did the recording, I went to a studio, and they had a 4-track recorder, and I played all the instruments myself. At one point, I was playing a guitar, and I had my foot was doing a tambourine at the same time, and sang the lead vocals and then the harmony vocals, and the engineer put on a bass part, and that's how that record was done. Since then, the technology has changed so much, and now they have 32-track recorders, and I did quite a few recordings where I used professional studio musicians, so I've gotten a lot of different sounds and had a lot of neat musical experiences along the way. Some of those original songs, for example, the Colors songs, I did a later version of that where instead of just 4 colors, there were 6 colors, but it had the same chorus song, this is a song about colors, colors, you see them all around. But I had more colors, and I gave a little more response time for the children to get up and move, and that one I often do using these colored scarves, and makes a really neat sight with all the different colors waving in the air.
Amazing. So what is it like working with kids versus Zoom versus in person?
It's a lot harder with Zoom. When I'm working in person, you get a sense of the group. You kind of know where to go. If feeling really restless and they want to move around, I'll do a song where everybody gets up and moves in a more vigorous way, maybe a song like Weekly Rap, which is a real vigorous movement song. And if they're seeming kind of tired and they just want to relax, I might do a lullaby. You can kind of sense the group and where you should go, and that's harder to do online.
So have you had the pleasure of working with kids with autism before you ran into my YouTube channel?
Mostly I was working with children with intellectual disabilities, but sometimes it was combinations of all kinds of different things. And they seem to really enjoy being able to get involved in a moving kind of way, not just having to sit behind a desk all the time and do pencil and paper work. But I think that's universal with all children.
Have you had a chance to check out any of my work, and what would you say stood out to you?
Yeah, I did get a chance to check it out, and overall I thought it was really a good channel. I just think it would be very helpful to parents and to autistic children to really be able to identify with you and your experiences. I was also struck by universal themes of your stories that I think go beyond autism. So many kids are different in some way or another and get teased and bullied for it. So there are certain experiences that I think are universal.
Is there any other last words you'd like to say in the time that we got left of this interview?
I admire your perseverance and getting through it and really being honest and forthcoming about yourself. And I think you've created a website that'll be very helpful to many, many young people.
This has been my one-on-one discussion with the legendary Mr. Hap Palmer.
Thank you very much, Kenny. I enjoyed it a lot. It was great to meet you. Hope to keep in touch.
So you guys can check out Hap's YouTube channel at Hap Pal Music, and for any booking inquiries, you can contact him at hap.palmer@gmail.com.
Thank you. Appreciate the plug.